And we begin 13 News at 4 with that breaking news we have all been watching unfold out of Utah. If you're just joining us, that's where conservative activist Charlie Kirk was shot this afternoon.
So Kirk was at an event at Utah Valley University in Orem. Kirk was removed from campus by his security team. So we can confirm that a suspect is now in custody.
Kirk is 31 years old, the CEO and co-founder of the conservative youth organization Turning Point USA. And this is video of a previous event. He's known and has been known for a while, not just for his podcast, but also for drawing these big crowds at universities across the country like the one in Utah we saw today. President Trump shared reaction on his social media site, Truth Social, saying, "We must all pray for Charlie Kirk, who has been shot," Trump wrote. Went on to say, "A great guy from top to bottom. God bless him." And you may remember here in Indiana, Kirk was at Purdue University last spring, drew a huge crowd. He was scheduled to visit IU coming up next month.
And he typically garners a younger audience, is what we're learning, appealing to a younger audience traditionally.
And enjoys debating with students, both for and against, when it comes to conservative politics.
Okay. So we have no word right now on his condition. Of course, we will let you know as soon as we get an update.
Want to get to breaking news out of Denver, Colorado as well. That is where at least 3 people are reported to be in critical condition after a school shooting at a high school. This is a live look at the scene. This is in Evergreen, Evergreen High School, which is about 40 minutes or so west of Denver. Right now we know at least 2 of the people hurt are students. That school is on lockdown right now. So far, no word on a suspect or any arrest. But we'll keep an eye, of course, on that breaking news, a school shooting in Denver, suburban Denver high school this afternoon. We're also following breaking news right now closer to home.
Lawrence police shot a man who they say charged at them at a group home today. Brandon Schaff is at the scene with what he's learned. Brandon, can you tell us what you know?
Yeah, good afternoon, Felicia and Dustin here in Lawrence. This is Red Rock Road that we are standing on right now. I'm going to step out of the shot so you can kind of get an idea of what the scene looks like right now. It's been an active scene throughout the afternoon ever since this happened around 1:20 in the afternoon. The crime lab is here right now. They pulled up relatively recently, but for the whole afternoon here, this house has been roped off. They've had the yellow tape up ever since this police shooting happened here. Now, let's take a look at some of the images of this scene earlier today. You know, this was something that, like we mentioned, it happened earlier in the afternoon around 1:20 p.m. here on Red Rock Road. And, you know, this was something that police say that this location here, this is a group home, and a caretaker inside had been assaulted. So that led to a disturbance call, which led officers here. Well, once that man, unfortunately, he wound up charging at the officers, and that is what we talked with Deputy Chief for the Lawrence Police Department, Travis Klein, about. He told us exactly how that went down this afternoon.
When the officers arrived, they encountered a man that was armed with a knife. As the officers were trying to de-escalate the situation, the man charged the officers, still armed with the knife, and he was shot by the officers.
Now, police say that that man is in critical condition at the hospital right now, that police shooting happening, but no officers were injured. They were able to confirm that as well. And, you know, this is still something that is ongoing. We will continue to provide more updates as we can. And we will continue to hear as well from some of the neighbors around here. They say that this is really a quiet neighborhood. Something like this really out of character, out of the ordinary. And some people were just waiting to pick up their kids as they were getting dropped off on the school bus, maybe about a block away from where this happened. We'll cover that coming up at 5 o'clock. Back
Certainly.
to you, Dustin and Felicia.
Yeah, unsettling for sure. Brandon Schaff reporting live for us in Lawrence this afternoon. Thank you.
Well, right now, communities across the state are working on their budgets for next year.
And a property tax reform bill passed earlier this year has everybody looking for ways to save. That's because it leaves cities with less funding. Arella Rhodes is looking at how city leaders are working to adjust.
The city of Beech Grove and Muncie tell me they're finding multiple solutions to make up for thousands and even millions of dollars they expect in lost revenue from property tax cuts. In April, Governor Braun signed Senate Bill 1 into law, saving homeowners $1.3 billion by lowering their property taxes. But many cities across the state say property taxes is where they get most of their funding. Beech Grove Mayor James Kaufman says they expect to lose nearly $500,000. The mayor and a few other councilors decided to not accept a 3% cost of living raise, hoping that would help save the city money. They also plan to limit projects and buying new equipment for the city. He also suggested looking at other taxes to build revenue. The city of Muncie is also trying to crunch numbers because of SB 1, saying it expects to lose $1.4 million. They decided to place a citywide hiring freeze for everyone except emergency responders.
We're going to be kind of strapped a little bit in the next few years. That's the scary part to me, but also I'm optimistic that the state legislature will fix this.
Both cities will have their councils vote on the proposed budgets in October. In Beech Grove, Ella Rhodes, 13 News.
Also today, the state of Indiana is recommending against a proposed rate hike by AES. That's the power company that provides electricity to most of Indianapolis. In fact, the Utility Consumer Counselor's Office is not only giving that proposed increase a thumbs down, they say AES should actually lower its rates. They say in the last 10 years, AES rates have outpaced inflation. AES says it needs the increase, though, to build a reliable and resilient electric system and preserve its position, it says, as one of the lowest rates of any investor-owned utility in the state. A final decision on the rate hike isn't expected until spring. Jenna Webster is working on this story, learning what she can about it. We're going to have much more on this developing story coming up on 13 News at 5.
Sean?
Yeah, well, we've given the ACs a break here. Now we're going to have to crank them back up as we move forward. In fact, this afternoon, the warmest we've been in a week. As expected, we did get into the 80s after the cool start this morning, 82. Dew points relatively dry, still in the 50s here. So if you have outdoor plans, enjoy it. Not much of a breeze as we look on Morse. Plenty of sunshine. We had a little bit of cloud cover around earlier in the day. That's since thinned out. 83 in Terre Haute, 83 Mount Comfort, 82 in Fishers. This is just about where we belong for this time of year, but we've been on this cool streak. And now we are going to turn up the burners as we go into the weekend here. There's the cloud cover we talked about, little weak disturbance, mix of sun and clouds as we go through the evening. Little weak front to our north and west. Not a whole lot of rain chances in the 7-day. I'll have that in a little bit. If you're out this evening, this is what you can expect. Mainly sunny conditions, seasonably warm air in the lower 80s that will drop down into the 70s by the time we get towards 7 and 8 o'clock. We got to talk about some smoke for tomorrow and temperatures near 90, plenty of them in the 7-day forecast.